Hey, so in this video, I wanted to explain Etsy ads to people who aren't quite sure about them. There's a couple of common questions that people ask all the time. And the first one is, we're going to dive right in, is number one is, how is my Etsy ads budget used? So this is where you can spend like however much you want. If you're spending, say, I don't know, $1 a day to start, then that's all you're going to spend is $1 a day. So for 30 days, you're going to spend $30. You set your daily budget for your ads, and that's all that Etsy's going to do. That's all they're going to spend. Now, if you're at $1 a day, and say you have 100 listings, and some simple math is 100 divided by $1 is a really, really, really tiny number that's going to be spent on each listing. So 100 divided by 1 is, sorry, I did that wrong. 1 divided by 100. A penny per listing, basically. But it doesn't go equally, so I did that wrong. Let's fix that. So each listing will get like a penny. Theoretically, in a perfect world, but it doesn't work like that. Etsy looks at your listings that are, they'll kind of run through them all and test them, and they'll try and find the ones that are getting the best response, which is the best click-through rate. So that means your ad is shown, and then somebody clicks it, then that's a good one. If Etsy has no data at all on your sales, or you have no sales yet, then they're going to sort through all your listings and send a little bit of traffic to each one. And traffic is just an impression on Etsy, which leads me to the next question, which is, where do my products show on Etsy? And this is easy, but it's easiest to kind of demonstrate this. Just go to Etsy. And for me, I mean, Mother's Day is coming up, but we'll go Mother's Day gift. Just hit enter. And you'll see this top row, see where it says add by Etsy? Seller. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all ads. And then this row is the organic or the free results. So actually this personalized first Mother's Day book is the top SEO result on Etsy, which is pretty cool. And then so you go, so that's row 2, row 3. Row 4 is ads again. So row 1 and row 4 are ads. Now if I click any of these ads, the seller is going to have to pay per click. So, which is neat, because you don't pay just because it showed. You only pay when somebody actually clicks on that listing and goes through to it to see it in your store. And when they click it, they're going to go right through to that landing page that you have, that you already created, right? So that is where your ads show. So it's basically row 1 and 4, and I think there's another row too. Yeah. So it looks like they're doing every third row. See, that's row 1, 4, 7. Yeah, every third row, basically on the front page. All the way down to here. So that's ad. So it should be 1, 2, 3, but that's not. That's organic, 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 organic. So on this front page, we've got row 1, 2, 3, row 4, 5, 6, row 7. So 1, 4, and 7 are where it shows. So there's basically, if we look at this, there are 12 spots on page 1 of results, and it's rows 1, 4, and 7. So that's who you're competing against for those 12 spots. Now on page 2, there's probably more, but if people are going to page 2, typically we're not going to get very many results. Usually people will find it right on page 1. So the other question is, what do my ad listings look like? So we kind of already answered that. Just see this. See previous. I'll just go back real quick. So they do look similar. If we go back up to the top, they look very similar to the first, to everything else, right? It's just, there's your title, there's your primary mock-up image, there's your reviews, there's your price. This, and notice like everybody is running a sale on Etsy now, except this one. But everybody runs a sale, everybody tries to do like free shipping. Everybody tries to do everything. But the key is when you're running ads, you want to make sure that your kind of images are standing out. So if you are targeting Mother's Day gift, which is like a huge, huge keyword, you want to make sure that your images are going to look good and they're going to stand out compared to the competition. So if it doesn't, if you have a really bad mock-up image, it's not going to work very well. So your kind of photos are, in our world, like print on demand stuff or digital especially, you got to make it look good. And that could mean like even this ships next day, this tiny little piece of text on the bottom left makes it stand out a little bit. Look at this guy, next day shipping. This doesn't have anything. This doesn't have anything. So I would say this one's kind of boring compared to the other ones, which actually draw your eye a little bit. So the more you can make your stuff stand out on Etsy, the better it's going to be. Now you don't want to repel people either. And you have to realize that like 80+% of the buyers on Etsy are female. So you want to make sure that your images are going to be attractive to them, more so than like a male. So that's what it looks like. Now, when are they showing? Is the next question. Let's go here. So when do my advertised listings show? And this is where I got to explain stuff a little bit, but Etsy has an ads algorithm. And basically it looks at all of the listings that are advertising. It's trying to find the one that has the highest potential to result in a sale. So they're going to put ads where they think you're going to get the best results. And when they're looking at that, they want to see like the keywords that the buyer's looking for. And then Etsy's going to tie that kind of to your tags and to your titles and to your description to try and figure out if what they're searching for matches up with the keywords that you're targeting on your listing. So SEO for listings is key because the Etsy ads algorithm looks at your keywords and the searcher's search phrase, whatever it is. So whatever they're typing in, like in my example, Mother's Day gift, all of these products over here have Mother's Day gift in it. Look at Mother's Day gift, grandkids, so that's different, but it does have Mother's Day gift there. This one's a little bit different. Personalized first Mother's Day book, Happy Mother's Day custom wooden frame, Mother's Day gift. So they probably have them in the tags too as Mother's Day gift. So Etsy takes up all of the sellers that have this in the title, description, or tag as a keyword, Mother's Day gift. And then they looked at what I typed in, which is Mother's Day gift. And then they figured out, okay, so these products all match what he's searching for. So we're going to try and kind of show him stuff that matches up with that. So it's based on an algorithm. That's basically how they do it. So next question, what determines the cost per click? So on Etsy, you only get charged when somebody actually clicks your listing. So you could be running like a budget of $1,000 a day. If nobody's clicking anything all day, you don't pay a dime. Even though your ad was shown a whole bunch of times, it has a bunch of impressions. If it doesn't have any clicks, it's not going to charge you anything. So basically, nobody knows this for sure, but Etsy sets like a bid amount for each listing. And they have data on everything, right? On everybody. So if the algorithm determines that a buyer is very likely to purchase an expensive listing, the bid will be higher to ensure your ad shows. But if it's like a lower price listing, like say digital products or digital downloads that are like under $2, then your cost per click is going to be a lot lower too. So what determines the cost per click? Etsy. So we are really putting everything in their hands. The more expensive products actually cost more per click. Less expensive costs less per click. And pay-per-click is a wonderful thing, and it's nothing new. Pay-per-click or cost per click is the same thing. It means that you only pay when somebody clicks it, and that's actually, if you notice the name of my brand, it's PPC Coach, pay-per-click coach, because that's what I started out doing way back, oh man, in 2005 was pay-per-click, and I still do it today, and it works very well. So pay-per-click is not a new thing, cost per click is not a new thing. It's been around forever, and it's a really good way to run ads because you're not going to be paying for everything. So now the next question is, which countries will see my ads? And this is related to your shipping profiles. So if you have buyers in the countries that you ship to, that's where your ads are going to show. So they only show ads to countries that you ship to. Now, I'm not sure how that works with digital because we can ship worldwide. So I'm guessing with digital, like downloads and stuff, they just they show it everywhere. And then the other question is, what is a good daily budget to run? And this is where I say, treat this like a business, because it is a business. All businesses have marketing costs. Use a percentage of your revenue for marketing at all times. So if you think, I'm on Etsy because I want to sell everything for free and I don't want to pay for anything. And Etsy fees drive me nuts because how dare they charge me fees for accessing their gigantic 93 million plus buyer base. But I'm being sarcastic. You have to pay money. You have to spend money to make money. So what's a good daily budget to run? I would say you need to spend as much as you're comfortable with. And a lot of people start $1 a day, but honestly, you're not going to do much with that. So budget-wise, like you start at $1 a day, and then as you actually make payments and your shop gets a little bit of history with Etsy, they'll increase that budget. Then they'll go to like 25, and then I think I had one up to like 1,000 a day available that I could turn it up to. And if you notice, like every big time seller that you see on YouTube, they're all running ads. Okay, so then we get into questions about ad strategies and what to basically advertise and what not to. So I'm going to give you one quick tip here. Let's go here. Actually, I think I'm going to save the strategies for another video. But basically, to summarize, how is your budget used? Well, it's only used if a click is made. So it's cost per click. Where do they show? 12 spots, row 1, 4, and 7. What do they look like? Well, we showed you that. When do they show? So it's based on SEO and what the person is searching for. What determines the cost per click? Basically Etsy. Which countries will see my ads? Well, where you ship with physical products will determine which countries see your ad. For digital, I believe it's worldwide. What's a good daily budget to run? So like I said, you could do $1 a day. That's fine. And you could run it like one strategy, just kind of giving it away, is run it for $1 a day for like 30 days on everything, see what's selling, and then trim the fat later, which means only run ads to kind of things that are working well and leave the rest kind of out there. And then as you put in new listings too, you can be testing your new listings very quickly to see if they're going to gain traction or not. But like I said, all the big shops out there, all the big YouTubers, all the big Etsy YouTuber sellers, they're all running ads. And if they're not running them right now, they were running them to get there, because unless there are anomalies and there are exceptions to the rule, but you can't really make money without spending money. And I know that everybody's sold on, Etsy's got free traffic. Well, it's not free, because you pay all the fees to Etsy. And then they throw the ads in there, which you really don't have much control over, besides which listings can be run. And you can also control the keywords a little bit within the listings. But other than that, like what I would love to see is more of a Google ads format or a Facebook ads format where I could set up a campaign for like the listings that I want to show individually, and I could attach a budget to that listing individually instead of having my budget be on like the grand scale, where if I'm at $25 a day, then it's gonna, and I have like 3 or 4 listings at $25 a day, I don't have any control over how it's allocated. So my best seller could be in there, my 2 best sellers, and I could have 2 test products, and the 2 test products could be doing nothing, just sucking up all the budget, which should have went to my best sellers. I wish I could allocate that, but they don't have that available, unfortunately. So that's Etsy ads explained. I hope that helps a little bit. The next question is, should you run them? Yeah, I think so. I think you should run them, but you have to manage them too. Don't just run them blindly. Have a strategy in place, have some methods that you're following, and make sure that you're not wasting money on products that aren't selling, right? Only you want to focus the majority of your budget on good stuff. So if you have any questions about Etsy ads, let me know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.